thanks for having me on, guys. This is awesome. I love gear, love talking all about it. So yeah, this is going to be really fun.
I'm so excited. You guys are, everybody, please share this out. Hit that like button. Follow these guys.
You guys have created a phenomenal space with Dealcasters Live. I am so excited to be here.
How's it going?
Who was talking to you, Siri? I said the A lady.
You're a live streamer. There's so many people who learn from you, who watch you.
We build influence by this level of tenacity and our commitment to consistency.
Because people really want that kind of conversation and relationship.
Yeah, and your show won't be boring.
Right.
You know.
Oh my God, I love you guys. Chris, you're just amazing. Jim, so are you. You guys are the best hosts ever, I think.
Just stop, please.
Hello, beautiful people of planet Earth and beyond. Jim, I'd like to think that when we go live on all the planets. So when I say beautiful people of planet Earth, if you're not on Earth, hit us up in the chat. We certainly love aliens as well. My name is Chris Stone. You're here on Dealcasters Live on Amazon or potentially some other tubes, which is fine, because if you want to join us on Amazon, where it is early access Prime deals and where you can have access to these deals, come join us at dealcasters.live. My name is Chris Stone. I'm at castahead.net. This guy over here on the left side of your screen, making me invisible, Jim Fuse, doing marketing the Marine Corps way. Happy Wednesday, my friend.
Yes, it's hump day, and I'm feeling a little better today, because yesterday I was at Truist Park, and as you know, it didn't turn out the way things are supposed to for us. But Dave O'Brien on Twitter, who's a Braves beat writer, brought up some history. Last year against the Brewers, we lost Game 1, and we actually won the division series in Milwaukee. So I'm ready. We're gonna do it today. I'll be there tonight. For those of you that want to maybe check me out on Instagram at Fusion Marketing, I'll probably do a reel or something as Madelson hits another home run. Oh, there I predicted it, right? Another home run.
Wow. You heard it here first on Dealcasters. So if you're anywhere else, not, if you're on planet Earth, we're on all the tubes. And so you could be viewing us on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Twitch, on a lot of different places. Today is a little special. Normally we say, hey, listen, go ahead and hang out wherever you are. And, and if you want to come on over to Amazon, that would be great. We've got stuff in the carousel. We're talking about products. Sometimes we're interviewing people. They're talking about products, all kinds of stuff like that. But today is Prime early access deals. And Jim, I can't believe it, but there still are people who don't have Amazon Prime.
Right.
And this is, we're about deals, right? And this, as I need to turn on this light here so I can have some overhead here. This is a day where, these are only for Prime members.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like when you were wanting to watch football on Thursday and you realized you couldn't watch it because you weren't a Prime member. Well, now you got a bunch of deals here, and a bunch of insane deals, by the way, just for Prime members. And so, Jim, we talked about this yesterday then today we woke up and there's more stuff that we use, that we love, and we decided to add that to the carousel.
Why wouldn't you want to be a Prime member if you're going to shop on Amazon? I mean,
I don't know.
We talk about this all the time on our other shows, right? This is investment versus cost. You're investing in when you buy Prime in the ability to have access to all kinds of great products, free shipping, not to mention, we don't like to return things, but when you have to, Amazon makes it so easy. True story. My wife ordered a frame from Amazon, which had glass in it,
Mm-hmm.
and it broke. She
Oh.
contacted Amazon, and we had the new frame next day, and she didn't have to send the old frame back. They just said, do whatever you want with it. We threw it out because, there's too much broken glass. But
Yeah.
just the fact that they make it that easy, like you don't always have to return stuff. And if you do, you can go to, there's all kinds of places you can go to. You can go to Kohl's. You can go to, I think even maybe Whole Foods.
Whole Foods does, yeah.
Yeah.
So speaking of easy, Monty Weaver, welcome to the chat. I don't know why. I just,
easy,
welcome to the chat. That's right. Day 2 deals, baby. And man, nobody does it better than Monty Weaver. Make sure you go and check out that gentleman's show on Amazon, and please drop your link in the chat. Also, Jim, we have this amazing Scepter monitor again. So this is ridiculous deal. And if I were to turn my camera around right now, you'd see this, and I probably should hook up my phone and do this. But I have the Scepter monitor right here in front of me. This is, I'm obviously showing you a video of this particular monitor that does have 2 HDMI ports. Incredibly affordable, 4K HD. It also has speakers in it. You can plug in your headphones. I've used this I've got a 27-inch version and a 24-inch version that I keep in 2 different spots in my home, and my boys have used it for a dual monitor setup. You can see I've got it hooked up with my MacBook Pro there as a second monitor, and it'll show you just how easy this anti-flicker monitor is to just kind of hook up to your computer and use as a second monitor. Oh, look, somebody's watching Dealcasters live on this monitor. How incredibly weird and meta that is. So there you go. I mean, this is an incredible deal. So you can see there's a lot of people taking advantage of it. Wasn't this a lightning deal at one point, Jim? Yesterday, or maybe still is?
That was let me double check on that, because I know actually you had the portable monitor was the one that was a lightning deal yesterday.
That's right. That's right. And we do have that in the carousel as well. Even though it may have expired, I do believe there is a continued deal on that, but we'll have to take a look at that. So this is this Scepter monitor is a it's, I would say, let's use the word affordable. Okay. There are monitors that are a lot more money, but sometimes you are, not looking for the most absolute crisp thing. You need something that's more functional in your setup, right? Or maybe from a budget perspective, you're like, I want to have 2, or I want to have, in some cases, 3 monitors, and you don't want to break the bank. Because you do need the matching monitors, right, Jim? You can't have 2 monitors that are, different types. You need to have them matching. So when you're looking at things that they're commensurate in terms of, brightness and color, and you can match them, and it just looks better too, right? When you have the dual monitor look. But if you're just looking for a affordable second monitor, this is something that I recommend. And like I said, I've got it right here in front of me. So,
yeah, it's one of those deals, and they offer some. This is the other thing people may not start to realize, or at least I start to see it on my Amazon product pages, is they're starting in some cases to offer like special financing type of stuff. I don't know what you have to do to, get some of these things, but, as an example, this one you could get for 3 monthly payments at $39.99. Now, I don't know if you have to get some sort of that might be with Prime Rewards or something. Yeah, so they got that stuff going on too. You sign up for Prime Rewards, you can get a gift card that would actually give you a big enough gift card to pay for the monitor. So you got that.
Yeah,
but 27 is. This used to be the size of our TV. Do you remember that, Chris?
Yes, I do. We've got a comment that came across on Facebook from our show that actually aired yesterday, and so let's highlight this KYY monitor.
Yes.
Portable monitor right now in the carousel. Jeffrey Fitzgerald, Jeff in High Def, is asking about the power options for this. So let me grab this really quick.
And I've got it highlighted in the carousel just for Jeffrey. And see, this just shows you we talk about things that we don't forget about, you guys. You know,
No. We're here to help, right? And I think, you know, people think we're here to sell, we're here to solve. Okay, so if someone's looking at something and they're like, well, how does this work? How does that work? That's what we're here for. So if you are looking at any of these things that we have in the carousel, this being one of them, and you want us to walk through the stuff, we're going to do that for you. Absolutely. So Jeff's question, which we'll answer right away, and then I'll start showing you this, is about the power options here. It is USB. And so you can run a USB and then use a portable power bank to power this. So the portability options there just kind of blows your mind when you think about it. If you can run a portable monitor with a battery, which that's what that would allow it to do, is right here. And so you've got, you plug, I'm sorry, here it is. Here's the USB, derp. So here we go. So you power this with USB, Jeff, and then your HDMI, just so you know, is not your traditional HDMI. It's, I guess they call it micro HDMI, Jim, or mini HDMI, I believe. So that's what goes in here.
Or is that just USB-C? Is that what we call it now? Thunderbolt 4?
No. I'm talking about the HDMI cable right now.
Is it mini
not the
HDMI?
power. Yeah. So there is, so the one end is your traditional HDMI.
Yeah.
And then the other end, which goes into your portable monitor here from KYY, is mini, right? So
yes.
So it comes with this, which is an adapter, which allows you female to male, and that's just, I'm using that as a factually correct way of talking about cables, not talking about human genders there, just so you know. We don't want anyone offended here. So here we go, and let me just show you that. So your power, you can power this up via, or it is powered via USB. So you can use a battery pack, a solar battery pack. So think about that. Think about powering your monitor with the sun, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we do. Portable monitor can be used for Xbox, PS5, not just a computer. I use this because, well, my son, both of my sons like to game. One's Xbox, one is PlayStation. And they can use this when we travel. I use this when we travel because I have a Mac Mini. And as you know, a Mac Mini or a Mac Studio does not have a monitor, right?
Mm-hmm.
iMac or a MacBook Pro does, which is obviously a laptop, and the other is something that has a screen. You may need something like this, which is got a magnet cover that easily goes, and you can see how thin this thing is, Jim. Yet how it's pretty large. As well.
I mean, we were talking that this is actually, I think thinner than an iPad. You thought? Or pretty darn
I've got iPads that are thicker than this for sure. So yeah, you power this on, and then your headphones go in here. So this does have an external headphone jack as well. And if you wanted to go through some menu functions, this is a push in and a dial as well. It has little speakers, as you can see here as well. This is very, very, very cool from KYY for a portable monitor, and use this a lot. So
yeah, and it's about a third off. It's normally $220 today. It is $149.99. About that.
There you go. Hopefully that helps, Jeff, and we appreciate you checking this out. I used this when I traveled to Social Media Marketing World, where I met Jeff in high def, and he was in high definition in person.
Something that I like that you bring up about this, because we've started to see people creating what we call these I'll call them travel kits for live streamers.
Oh yeah, Doc Rock just did some great video on that.
And I know he's a fan of the Mac Mini, as are we. But I think this monitor that you just showed is, I don't know if people have thought about the monitor this way. I have to go look at some of them. I know a lot of them are, using monitors, but this one, right? Very functional, very portable,
very thin, right? And so, you get a road case, and you pack it with foam, and so you've got your Mac Mini in there. You can cut out some foam and plop this monitor in it. In fact, you can probably do it so where you open it up, your monitor, you can just kind of like plug in and keep it on one side of the road case. See, now you're giving me projects, Jim. Now you're giving me projects.
I didn't mean to give you a project.
Come on, Jim.
You got me thinking, because that's
think like a Marine, just like Fabian. What is up, Fabian? Here we go again. Modern day tech in the chat here on Amazon. See, Fabian, he's team no sleep. That gentleman went live like 128 times yesterday. And what's that?
I said no sleep till Brooklyn.
No sleep till Brooklyn. Thanks again, Modern Day Tech, Semper Fi, Fabian. And so if you are anywhere else, and we see there are people that are watching us on LinkedIn and YouTube and Facebook, come on over to Amazon. It's Prime Day early access. And so we're talking about deals that are only available to people who have Prime, and this is one of the special things you get when you sign up for Prime. Not only do you get like incredible free 2-day shipping. Jim, I had stuff shipped to me same day, like in like 3 hours. I had something show up on my porch, and I was like, "Holy smokes, that's awesome!" Yeah, it wasn't a drone either; an actual human brought it. So we're not there yet. Jim, what about this stuff that we have from Shure? I think is probably what we should get into, because Shure is one of these brands that we love. As you can see, we're both speaking into Shure microphones. Jim has the lovely MV7 White Noir, Amazon exclusive. Which is just a gorgeous, gorgeous microphone, making Jim invisible on his own screen because everyone is staring at that. How do I get one of those? Well, it's here on Amazon. It is not on an early access deal, but we do have some great headphones from Shure, as well as one of the stalwarts. If there is a Mount Rushmore of microphones, Jim, this is the George Washington. Well,
that's right.
Maybe it's is it George Washington, would you say, or would you say Thomas Jefferson? Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Shure Sm58. Right. And you have seen this mic. It is you have. Anytime you've seen somebody on a stage, anytime you've seen someone speak into a podium mic, and there is a reason why. It's because it is simply the the premier microphone, dynamic microphone, and that's the Shure Sm58. Jim, the one thing I love about this is it is completely versatile, and you could right now chuck it against the wall, slam it on concrete.
It feels like it, yes.
And but it is relatively small. Like if you were to grip it, like, okay, let's have a little here, I'll grab my my Sm58 here as well, which, by the way, comes in a really cool pouch that they give you. Our friends at Shure gives you. They also give you a let's just go ahead and I'm going to switch to my deal here. So our friends at Shure, what you do get with the Sm58 is this super cool sticker, which, how cool is that logo, Jim?
That is cool.
You're going to get a piece of Velcro to help with any, sort of cable management. Some people will, put this on the microphone itself, which is obviously cool. Again, this is good marketing. Yeah, Jim? Sweet logo. You're going to get this pouch. And Jim, it is a XLR microphone, right? And what a lot of people don't realize is people will say, oh, this is people will say, this particular mic is called a podcast mic. And so people think, well, I have to buy a podcast mic. People don't think about the SM58 as a podcasting mic. It's an amazing podcasting mic. I don't even want to say underrated. It is a killer podcasting mic. It is one of the original dynamic microphones. Now, it doesn't have a pop filter on it. Right. So I would recommend, if you're using this for spoken word, if you're using this for podcasting, you're using this for live streaming, get yourself a pop filter. They're like, $1. And it will help with what do we call them, Jim?
Plosives.
It'll help with the plosives, baby. And of course, if we're going to talk mic technique, like, look at this. Okay. This is not large. Right?
No, it's not. But it's very heavy.
Light.
Very heavy duty.
Heavy duty, light. Right?
Yep.
This thing is incredible. I feel like we should do this. Should we do this, Jim? Should we take it apart? Has anyone seen the guts of an SM58? This is the kind of stuff we do, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Guts. Mic guts. Live. No one else is doing this. We do it. I don't know. This is when we do more.
We have a quiz. We have a quiz for the audience because we had to.
Okay.
What does XLR stand for?
Yeah, don't Google it. Let's hear your guesses. What does XLR stand for? So, if you are going to use this with a computer, you're going to need an interface. Okay, so this is your traditional microphone cable, which is called XLR, which let's see if anybody can guess what XLR stands for. It's okay if you don't know it, but if you know what an XLR is or a traditional microphone cable, there you go. Jim, I don't think we have any interfaces actually we do. We got the Rodecaster Pro 2 in the, which is many things, but it is also an interface. We just got in the new Focusrite Vocaster 1. There's a Vocaster 2 as well. Jim, I know you have a Focusrite Scarlett 2i2 that you use as well. Those are interfaces. What that allows you to do is to plug in a microphone, which is XLR, and plug it into your computer. And I will take this and turn it into digital sound, so you can do things like we're doing right now, and podcasting. So there we go, Jim. That is the Shure SM58, which is, of course, like the most amazing, Mount Rushmore of microphones, and a totally great microphone for podcasting. And not a lot of people realize that. There are other podcasting microphones. I'm talking right now into the SM7B microphone. Jim's got an MV7 in front of him, which are great podcasting microphones. But Jim, if you wanted to take that MV7 and go walk up on a stage, probably not going to work that well for you. Neither will this. But in a studio setting, these work well. But if you want something that'll travel with you, that is solid as a freaking rock, this thing does it, and has been known for years to do it. So there you go.
Yes. And we're going to go ahead. I'm going to give you guys the answer in the chat on Amazon. It is external line return.
See, they did this thing where it's like, it's XLR, but they're using the word external. It really is not. I mean, see, this is the kind of stuff that keeps me up at night, Jim. Is like it's really ELR if they're using the word.
Well, maybe they were afraid they would upset ELO.
Yeah. Well, Jeff Lynne he can be cranky at times. So
yes, and it was interesting because these are things because people say, well, should you go XLR or USB? Mm-hmm. And so I found an article from these guys that are musicians. 6 reasons they say. Now, we're not saying that we agree or disagree at this point.
Oh, this should be good.
XLR is better than USB. Significantly more versatile. They work in non-digital settings, so you're not stuck to a computer. Clear
True.
sound quality. Can change components, unlike USB. Better for multiple microphones, and it is a more professional finished product. I think that's pretty accurate. I mean, what do you think, Chris?
Better for microphones? Is that what they said?
Better for multiple microphones.
Better for multiple microphones. Well, I will say this. When, I don't listen, I can't believe I opened up that mic. When I opened up that mic, and I know, like, if you get a, let's say, Samson Q2U, which is considered a USB mic, but is also, like, most of them have both.
Right.
Right. If you buy a Blue Yeti microphone, it is USB only. So it can only be used in computer situation. So here's the multiple component thing. It's a real thing. So I couldn't take 2 Blue Yetis, for example, and plug them into my computer and both microphones would work. That doesn't work. So you can't plug multiple USB mics into the same computer and have them, work. Your computer's going to go, it won't do it
to me.
Yes. Yeah. Computers have feelings. I don't know if you knew that. Those that are watching on other planets, that is news to them. But if you have an interface allows, depending on what interface you get, allows for multiple XLR inputs. And some of them have multiple combined XLR with 1/4-inch inputs. So you can plug in a guitar and a microphone into the interface of your computer and record on separate tracks and do all of those things. And Rome knows that computers have feels.
Yes.
So Rome knows tech. Thanks for joining. Thanks for...
I always worry about Hal. You remember from 2000, The Space Odyssey?
What?
Do you remember Hal? Hal's the computer that takes over the spaceship.
This is for Rome because Rome likes to change his voice on his stream. So Rome, I could do that too. I don't have a yellow box, but I could do that too. This reminds me of that voice from the 70s hip hop group. Is it Technotronic? Wiki. Okay, I'm gonna turn that off.
And so you're doing that with the Rodecaster.
Oh yeah, Rodecaster Pro 2, baby.
Wow.
Oh yeah, ain't nothing like a Rodecaster Pro 2 party.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome to the stage, Jim Fuse. Oh, yeah. Thanks for joining us, Rome. If you guys are looking for a lot, go check out Rome Knows Tech, and that is a most appropriate name because he absolutely knows. He knows a lot about photography, knows a lot about video. If you're looking for information,
he knows a lot about keyboard tech too. Because look at how he put the stuff in the chat on Amazon. It's like
he's the ASCII man. ASCII man. Ask Rome Knows Tech, and we appreciate you. And yeah, thanks for the reminder too, Rome. If you're here watching us on Amazon, smash the follow button, please, because when you follow Dealcasters on Amazon, a Blue Yeti gets its wings. Yes, a Blue Yeti gets its wings. One of these days, I'm going to create a video of a Blue Yeti getting its wings. We're going to have a whole thing. When I get a minute, I'm going to make that. But I don't have a minute yet. So thank you, Rome. We appreciate you as well, sir. And so, so smash that follow button and let us know if you're looking for anything. If you're looking for anything in particular, we've got a bunch of stuff that's here in the carousel, but we're happy to look for other stuff. We're happy to help you through what you've got going on in your virtual presentation. Maybe you're doing Zoom calls. You just need to improve your sound, or you have a question as it relates to headphones, and you know you're here to get a particular type of microphone in a particular type of situation. Jim and I can help you with that. So please, reach out to us here in the chat. We're on all of the tubes here, and so we've got Jenny Gold saying, "I have not." I have not what? What have you not done, Jenny?
What has she not done?
I don't know. That was probably something we're just now looking at this. So it was, now we're like, have not.
What have not? I have not got an XLR microphone.
I don't know. I don't know. But Jenny, thank you for joining us on Facebook.
I know Jenny is or no, I think it's Katie Simpson too. Katie Simpson is trying to get approved for Amazon. So I know people are trying to do that too, because it's fun to talk with our friends out here on Amazon.
Speaking of friends, Joe Dexter.
Yes.
Joe, you and I have to when we have a win to talk about, and after this past weekend, I don't think the wins are coming anytime soon.
Yeah, we might have to have a what do you call those things? A therapy session.
A pity party. I think it's beyond that with the Detroit Lions. Yeah, 2024. That's what we're gonna do, Joe. And Joe says all Blue Yetis deserve wings. I love it. So there you go. So come join us on Amazon. Smash that follow button if you have not yet already. And by the way, we do have a podcast, ladies and gentlemen, an audio podcast, not just showing up and seeing the smiling face of Jim Fuse here on Amazon. So you can find that podcast at podcast.dealcasters.live. That will take you to the podcast player of your choice on iOS or Android, depending on what that is. So Jim, we've got we got more great stuff from our friends at Shure, but I feel like we got to talk about some other stuff.
Well, I did highlight the Rodecaster as we were starting to play with it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to, we could talk about that a little bit more.
Okay.
I mean, so as people could see, both of us are using that, and we were able to change sound all from, in my case, I was using, there's pads, and I think, did you use a pad to change your voice? I haven't done that yet, but now you're gonna.
Yeah, I'm gonna dial it. I'm gonna dial it up. Let's get it dialed up. Why did I just go into some sort of weird rednecky voice? What was that about? I have no idea.
I don't know. Blame it on you.
No, this is not what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do this. All right, so that is I need to queue up here. Let's do this. So as you can see over here on the right are the programmed for these over here, which are the pads. Let me move my cup of coffee. That would be just horrific if I spilled coffee over that. So we talked about interfaces. As you can see, I'm speaking, and that is generating sound into a particular channel. And we've got all these channels. I've got another microphone that I have hooked up to it, but I've got it muted, so you're not hearing it. And Jim, if you were to talk, go ahead and say something. You see Jim's voice is coming in there. Got my headphones plugged into it. You have 4 different headphone inputs separately. So you can, if you've got 4 people, and you can also daisy chain those together. So you could split it so you can have even more if you wanted to do that.
Yep.
But yeah, so we talked about these effects. And so how can I do this? I need another hand because I'm holding this camera, but I should be very careful here. So each one of these are programmed. And this is megaphone right here, which is programmed into this one. So if I hit this button and start speaking, now you're hearing me in the megaphone voice. And if I hit this one, this is going to make that kind of baby sounding voice right here, which is this pad right here. So I
hit this, and now I am talking like a little baby. And then if I hit this one, it'll go really low.
And now I'm talking like a big old whatever guy. Okay?
and then I hit it, and then I go back to my normal sounding voice. I know it's crazy, right? And then you've got little sounds that you can do. This is so those are effects, right? And so you can program not just sounds, but effects with this. And this is like a ducking sound. So what ducking does is it will basically, like if there's other things going on, like music, for instance, it will take your music and duck it so that your voice is clear underneath it, if that makes sense.
It does.
So and so here's the Dealcasters theme I've got right here, programmed into this button right here. So you'll hear the Dealcasters theme. Right. So so there's all kinds of different things you can do. So if you want to, completely organize your show in terms of sound, and then if you're triggering things like on your Stream Deck, which we don't have, right now in the carousel, you could do things. You could basically do your show with buttons, which is kind of a fun thing to do.
And Chris, underneath the pads there at the bottom, I noticed there's like a left and right arrow. You can actually have multiple.
Yes.
I guess program. Is it up to 3 banks? Is it?
I think it's 4. Yeah. See, I haven't even programmed all of them. I have one that's empty. And some of these I don't even use. So like I'll do a show and there'll be like a thing where it's called the connection cocktail on the show. And so I have music that's programmed right here. Yeah, it's a little jazzy, kind of thing going on while the show's happening, right?
But then I have a robot speaking over top of it.
So you get the idea.
I see what you mean.
Jim's having a little fun now.
I figured it out. It was already programmed. I just had to press the arrow. See what happens when you go live on Amazon. Learn something new every day. So
yeah, Joe, they have improved the interface. I will say, okay, we speak freely on this show. There is one thing that the Rodecaster Pro 2 doesn't have that I wish it did, which is an ability to do mix minus with your phone and a TRRS cable. So you can bring in a guest on a phone and use your Rodecaster Pro 2, and there is a mix minus, but you have to use Bluetooth. And I'm not a fan of using Bluetooth really for anything related to a podcast live stream. So with the Rodecaster Pro 1, you could take a TRRS cable with a dongle on your phone, pop it right into the Rodecaster Pro and call someone. It would come in on a channel and it would be fine. On the Rodecaster Pro 2, you can't pop in a TRRS cable and do that. You have to do it via Bluetooth. So that's the only downside. We don't do it a ton, so it's not a huge deal breaker. But I have spoken to other people like their main show is they call people or have people call in, and so they want to be able to do that not via Bluetooth, and so that's kind of a bummer.
So Chris, maybe you can explain to me because we haven't really used this yet, but there's a cable you can buy that is a lightning cable that plugs into the Rodecaster that's proprietary. When you're plugging that into your, I guess to the iPhone as an example, what is that really giving you as far as functionality?
It gives you sounds like anything that you have that generates audio from your phone will go in there with the exception of a phone call. So you couldn't plug that in and then make a phone call and have the audio come in with that SC19 Rode cable. You have to do it via Bluetooth.
But you could do maybe Twitter Spaces, Clubhouse.
Yes.
Okay. LinkedIn audio. So that's kind of the benefit there.
Yes, you can do that because that's just using the app. That's not like the making a phone call thing is really what that is good for.
Now would it work with FaceTime? Because is that a phone call?
I don't know. We'd have to test through that. I don't know the answer to that.
We could test through that
If
sometime.
I had to guess, I would say no.
Right.
That would be my guess. But you never know.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. So we're going to go, I unboxed something earlier and I want to go ahead and show that. And that is, because you were talking about it. This is the Shure MV7X XLR. Let me make sure I got the right one. Podcast microphone. Now,
MV7X, yeah.
This is strictly XLR. This is not USB like the white noir that I'm speaking into. I can use USB or XLR. And you can see this is how it comes, right? It's ready to be mounted. And what's funny is you don't always think about it. You could actually put this on what we call a Manfrotto, which is a stand, and you could use it this way. So this would be hooked up to the bottom, and so you don't always have to hang it from a boom arm. I know people tend to think of the boom arm, but you could go this way, put this on a stand, and then it'll be right there in front of you. So just recently got this from our friends at Shure, and so we'll do a little. I won't do the same drastic thing that you did, but you can see that is what the microphone looks like. The capsule.
Yes.
And so you're speaking into the capsule.
Oh, are we okay? The show just got really ASMR.
And then
ASMR and XLR, MV7X, and all the acronyms.
Now, the one thing I do notice that it doesn't have on here, right? And it does not have a mute button. Is that correct, Chris?
That is correct.
Yes.
Okay, so it's a pure analog microphone. There's no I guess you could have a tactile mute button on there, but there isn't that functionality. So the MV7 that is not the MV7X, it has there's lights on it, and you can adjust a lot of different stuff on there with an application, and if you wanted to treat for your room, all of that stuff. That's just the regular MV7, and so you definitely have versatility with that microphone. But with the XLR only, many would say that this actually sounds better because it doesn't have all of the guts for USB options. It's strictly the way this microphone was intended to sound via the traditional XLR, which we know now stands for, what does it stand for again? External line
range.
External line range. See, it's the knowledge. You came for the deals, but you stay for the knowledge.
External line return.
External line return. You came for the deals, but you stick around for the knowledge. Right? Yes. The MV7X from Shure. If you don't need a USB option and you've got an interface, this is a fantastic mic for you and a fantastic deal. For you, as opposed to the USB.
The difference, right? This is an MV7, but this is what we would call the one that's USB and XLR. Difference being, I can plug this into the computer with an XLR cable, and I get these extra functionality. Like Chris is saying, you'll see all these lights would come on and all this other thing.
Those happen only when you plug the USB,
yes,
and you're using the USB component.
And the USB component will let you mute, but not the XLR. And so if I want to mute this is where I use the Rodecaster. And so if I mute myself,
you're on mute.
There we go. So I should be back.
You are.
So so that I have to do from my interface with these microphones. Some others, different brands, do have a mute button on the actual microphone, which can be helpful because you don't always remember that your microphone is on, and sometimes it needs to be off. So you have to be aware, mic aware. There we go. That's a new term.
Do you know, as live streamers, this is what we call a segue. As live streamers and as podcasters, do you know what helps most sleep?
Most sleep.
Sleep. Sleep is the mechanism for everything. If you don't get a good night's rest, right? Like last night, I rested so, I mean, Jim, I had such a great night's sleep. I really did. And you know why? Because it was nice and cool.
Yes.
And it was nice and soft. And that's why I can be nice and spry here on Amazon. And so I'm really trying to segue while you find you go.
I know where you're segueing.
And so this is another deal that we found for you. So you guys need to jump on this Zenus mattress. Comes in a box. It's gel-infused memory foam. And yes, I unboxed it and was joined by my wife in this particular video, as well as my dog. My dog, Dexter, not Joe Dexter. It's named after Dexter Gordon, the jazz musician, Joe, who also does this. And so this is, I don't know, anybody get the night sweats? Anybody get, anybody has a partner that they lay in bed with that has a different kind of temperature that they want that room and that bed and the number of blankets and all of that stuff on there? Yeah, me too. And so one of the great things about this is it helps, regulate the temperature. This is, an incredible mattress. And we love it. We love it so much that we bought multiple ones. So, our guests love to sleep on another queen that we have in another part of our home. And so I'm going to fast forward this a little bit because I realized this is a little bit. Let me get to the when it gets out of the box. Here we go. There's my wife. Ladies and gentlemen, Sonia Stone is now on there. It's only like 40 pounds and it's compressed. And so the cool thing here is when you slide it out and then just kind of cut it open, you just let it sit. And then they say 48 hours, but it was less. There's my dog. There's Dexter. Meet Dexter. He's an Akita. There he is. He likes to hang out with his mommy. So that's him. And so when you cut this thing open and it expands, it literally took I think 7 hours. So what I would do is if you get one of these, that you make sure you're not going to sleep on it that night, right? You probably should give it at least a day, so if you buy it if it shows up and you get it set up on a Friday, you're probably not going to be sleeping on it until Sunday. Be careful with those scissors. You obviously don't want to cut into it, but it immediately, once you get that stuff cut, it immediately starts to expand. It immediately starts to do that. And I think I might be able to bring up the noise on this because you might be able to hear it expanding. Oh, let's see if we can get the camera so you can hear it. Can you hear it?
I hear
it. Ooh.
Yes.
Listen. Isn't that weird?
That is loud.
Whoa! That was unexpected. Okay, that's kind of cool. It's already working. All right, we got to get that plastic off from here. All right, so did not, honestly, I was like, the bed comes in a box and it expands? That's kind of that was kind of crazy. But yeah, you could see it already starts to expand. And, we hadn't even gotten the plastic off. And it was wanting to let me out.
Let me out of the plastic.
Yes.
Well, and Chris, we have a celebrity here. We have Miss Eileen. Here. Thank you for.
Yeah, she says hi to Mrs. Stone. What do you think of my dog, Eileen?
That's why dogs are so cool.
What's that?
I said that's why dogs are so cool.
Yes, you got to get you one, Jim.
I know. Let's not get me in trouble.
We'll loan you Dexter. How about that? That's my way of getting you to dog sit. All right, so that's the Zenus gel-infused mattress. This thing is awesome. I'm not sure on this video. I may be able to pull it forward here because I think at the end. Oh, that's the other thing. No odor. That was another thing that I was like, is this thing gonna stink? Right. Sometimes they use stuff in there. But I mean, look, that thing's already expanding up, and it took, I don't know, about 7 hours for it to get like huge. Pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And you find it very comfortable, huh?
I love it. I absolutely love it.
That is awesome. I might have to think about a new mattress for the holiday season, because ours is getting a little older.
Yeah, they make them in sectionals. They make them different sizes. There's a ton of frames, but yeah, this mattress is on an Amazon early access Prime deal. So if you're joining us on any of the tubes that are not Amazon, you can come on over and join us here. Just open up a browser, and type in dealcasters.live. Brings you right here. And if you have yet to follow us, please hit that follow button here on Amazon, because as Joe Dexter had, absolutely, solidified our opinion, every time you follow Dealcasters, a Blue Yeti gets its wings. So, and every Blue Yeti obviously deserves wings. So, I feel like we're doing like a PSA or something. Save the Blue Yeti.
Save the Yeti.
Save the Yeti. All right, Jim, what's up next, man?
Should we go to some headphones?
Let's go to some headphones, baby. We got some great ones from Audio Technica. I know that.
Yeah, I've got them right here. Let me pull them up.
And I'll grab my Shures, and I've got some Sennheisers here as well. And so, yes, we said Shure. Yes, we said Audio Technica. And yes, we said Sennheiser. All three are on early access Prime deals. And Jim. Now, Karen uses these.
Yes, I stole them again while she's off at a case. And so she'll wonder where they are when she gets home. But I'll have to remember to put them back. These are the M30Xs, and my wife is a full-time court reporter, so she uses these all the time, because what you may not know that court reporters do is they actually
go on viral videos,
all this audio that they take down in courtrooms, or if they're on a Zoom. So they're wearing these a lot because they have to listen to every word. In fact, on Twitter, my wife's handle is word for word. And literally, and it is word for word, not what it should be. They don't correct bad grammar. They put, like, I think it's SIC, which I think stands for set in context or something. I don't know.
We are just rocking with the acronyms today.
Yeah. And so she'll wear these literally for hours, 7 days a week, because she ends up sometimes working on the weekend. And she loves how these feel on her ears. She never complains about how they feel. And yeah, these are solid. The other thing, like Chris likes to say, these things they're almost indestructible, right? You can move them around. They're really, really good. And then
do they fold into themselves?
Yes, they do.
Okay, that's the other thing. I think they squish. Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
So you can put those into a bag. Yep. Very, very durable.
Yes. Very, very durable. Right. And then I could actually put them on over my in-ear monitors. There you go.
Yeah, they're super comfortable in it. And, Jim, you said it. I mean, if you're going to have headphones on your ears all day long or for hours and hours at a time, and you need to make sure that comfort is, it's obviously paramount. But like the thing I love about mine that I have, and I have a pair of 20X, those are 30s, and their 50s are also on sale here as well, is the accuracy that I use them for editing podcasts and editing video, because the accuracy as monitor perspective is great. So that's why, and obviously it's key for Karen in her situation where she's a court reporter.
Right.
And they're going to be on her ears all the time, needs to be comfortable, and you need to get the accurate representation of what is, in this case, a court of law. And, in my case, a podcast, because if I'm editing a podcast and, there's extra bass in my headphones, the podcast, and I'm editing to how I think it should sound, the podcast is going to sound super tinny and thin, right? Because there's extra stuff in my headphones. So these are really fantastic monitors for sure.
Yeah. So you've got the 1/8 inch, right? I think that's the 1/8 inch.
Yep. 1/8 inch.
And then you can adapt it if you need a larger one. But yeah, these are great. Like I said, she loves them. I had her try another pair yesterday, and then she wanted these back, so you could see how that worked. Yeah, where's my headphones? It's like, oh, I'll give them back. But I think it was just she didn't understand it. So now, so those are great. And Joe Dexter, he says he loves his Audio Technicas and uses them for editing and football broadcast. Hopefully, college football.
I think high school.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
True.
So these are the Shure Ionic 40s that are also on Amazon Early Access Prime deals. And so what you're going to get here is you're going to get the wireless capability, right? And so you're going to be able to make phone calls with these. There's a Shure Play app that you can plug into, adjust. So you can do adjustments with these. So you can use them as monitors. They're extremely comfortable as well. So these are comparable, I would say, to Audio Technica. And Jim, we always say this to people if they're like, "Well, do I get these or do I get these?" Depends on what you're using them for, and it also depends on your ears. And quite frankly, we can't measure everyone's ears. Live streaming technology hasn't gotten to the point now where we can go, okay, these are, let me, you can't try these on. So what we suggest a lot of people do, and, thankfully, if you're a Prime member, returns are easy, right? And so sometimes we suggest if you're, looking at two that are similar and they're both in the budget that you are looking to do, go ahead and get both of them and return what you don't want, or gift it to someone, or whatever, because it's sometimes you're going to get we sit here and we go, oh, these are they do this, and they're like, oh, it's got a phone thing and I can wire them and be wireless and all of that good stuff. But then you get them and you're like, I don't like the way they feel on my ears. So that's why we would suggest that people do get 2 versions, maybe 3, and just return what you don't want, or like I said, gift it to someone, which is always an option for you. So there you go.
And I think what I like about these too, Chris, is this will work with your iPhone, your iPad.
Yeah.
So as an example, if you were traveling, right? Like say maybe you're on a plane trip, maybe you're the passenger in the car, because I wouldn't suggest this if you're driving, and you just want to tune everybody else out, right? This is nice and comfortable. I mean, I love how comfortable these feel. I have them on right now over my in-ear monitors, and I'm like, wow, this is so soft, right? Just feels comfortable. 25-hour battery life, that is going to last you for quite a while as well, and you get the noise canceling, and you can also do phone calls. So
exactly, yeah.
So I think these are great.
And we'll do a quick comparison here because we were talking about the 40s, and I've got the Ionic 50s here as well, just to give you an idea, because you're obviously going to see a different price point between the 40s and the 50s, but we want to give you an idea of size and build here, so you can get sort of a view of each of these, so you can tell the difference, right? And I'll show these to you, because I had been showing you the 40s. These are the 50s. Much, the materials used on this are way, way more robust. From a weight perspective, a little heavier, right? They are a little bigger. It's not inordinately heavier. I don't even know. I mean, the weight's probably on the Amazon page. But if weight is something that you're, I use the 50s, and these are the ones that I keep on my ears probably most of the day. I can't tell. it's like I'll forget they're on my ears, to be honest. And it's a good thing that I, can use them wirelessly, because I could, like pull the cables out and get up and forget that they're on my head. But you do, in both cases, they're wireless, but you can wire them. And so, like, when it's time to edit, podcast, I don't want to do it over Bluetooth. I want to wire it directly in and use these more as a monitor and get it completely flat and, get the comfort and the good quality sound. The other difference here in the two is the amount of padding that you have here. And yeah, I mean, just overall quality, you're getting more of this leather right here. You've got the stitch. And so, I would say it's significant. There's much more plastic being used here. As you can tell, this is plastic. This is more of a leather stitch, and it's thicker. So just higher quality overall, I would say, for the 50s over the 40s. So if you're looking at this and that is important to you, and you're trying to figure out budget wise where you fit in between the two, that's what I would say. Just quality overall.
It's interesting too,
fairly
Chris,
significant.
and the 50s have a 20-hour battery life, right? And the 40s have a 25. But like you said, the 50s have got, everyone call it, a little bit more engineering going into them. So that's
yes.
Interesting. Want to say hello to our friends, our friend Kelly Noble Mirabella. I asked her to share her channel in the chat.
Oh, awesome.
Make sure you check her out. She's doing some great stuff, getting started.
Did you catch yourself in our intro video, Kelly? You made our intro video. Not many people make the Dealcasters intro video, but you're in it.
Yeah. Let us know when you have your live shows so we can check it out. We definitely would like to to see what you're up to with that. Because Chris
rock star. She's a rock star.
New scene. I'm gonna have to create that scene this week, Chris. Since we talked about that earlier with the putting me on the left and then having
this one.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then you would go on. Yeah, it would cover up that beautiful Shure MV7 white noir microphone, though.
I know.
You like how I did that little plug right there?
Yes.
All right, what's next, Jim? What do we got?
Since we're still on headphones, did you want to talk about the Sennheisers?
Yeah, we can do that real quick.
Yeah, and then we'll talk about the. I've got the 215s here as well that we can talk about. So we'll kind of knock out all the headphones.
Yeah, and I think one of the reasons why we're talking about these from our friends at Sennheiser is you're not going to see great, fantastic brands like this go on sale very often. You just aren't. And so when you see a brand like Sennheiser, who is known for like audiophile quality stuff, I use these particular headphones in editing situations. It does have noise cancellation. You do have the option not just to go wired, but wireless as well. You can see right here, it's got all the functionality that you need to answer a call, to turn calls up and down. So you can take phone calls if you want to be able to do that. But again, this is comfort galore. These are what I use, Jim, to take on planes. So the noise cancellation is fantastic. So just all you got to do is just make sure you charge via USB, and the battery life is insane. And I put these on in the plane, and you don't hear like crazy, and you could pipe it in and be able to hear whatever you're using from sometimes I'll just turn on noise cancellation, go to sleep. Right. So they're great for that. So we just definitely wanted to highlight the Sennheisers for sure, just because it's not often that Sennheiser puts their stuff on a deep discount like this.
Yes. So let me find. There it is. Oh! Did you want to talk about the AirPods too? That was another
Yeah, so I don't have the AirPods handy, but that was another find this morning. Is that AirPods and AirPods Pro? The price point on those are ridiculous. So if you're in the market and you want to get those, now's the time to get them. And as well as the iPad that I use for my teleprompter, which is in front of me right now. I could pull that up really quickly.
Okay.
Let me pull that up. Is Kelly, are you doing a cooking show?
She says she's going to, yeah.
God, she does everything.
I know, right?
I'm so jealous. All right, ladies and gentlemen, a little behind the scenes right here. There's the iPad. And so the reason why I bought this iPad is because it fits. Hi. Wow, is that meta? It fits right into my Glide Gear teleprompter, which is not in the carousel. It's not on an Amazon early Prime deal. But that allows me to always have eye contact because my Sony A6100 is behind this. Let me solo me on this in StreamYard there, Jim. And so this iPad right here is 10.2 and is at a ridiculous discount for Amazon Prime early access. And as you can see, that's my Glide Gear teleprompter right there, which keeps my eye contact on you, beautiful people. And so if you're looking to this combo, I love is the Glide Gear teleprompter, which I think is like $180. And this iPad, which is a ridiculously great price today. And then the camera, which sits behind this piece of glass and basically mirrors this. So there you go.
Yep. And Dr. Elo's here. I want to say hello to Dr. Elo. Appreciate him.
What's up?
By. He's got a great show as well. Make sure to check him out on Amazon. And so, Chris, I'm going to go to, but yeah, I've got a disease. I've got like the iPhone 11, 12, 13, 14. I have the iPad like Chris does, plus I have the iPad. In fact, the sad thing is the iPad Pro, because it's so big, will not fit in the teleprompter. That's why I got the smaller one, just for the teleprompter. But let me.
Well, yeah, sometimes you just need a smaller iPad. I take it on the road with me. I don't want to bring a big old, iPad. It's bad enough that I got, this huge monitor that I'm taking with me from a portability perspective. It's like, I don't need an iPad that's that size. I just need something that's a little more compact. So it's, I use it in different situations.
So our friends at Shure sent us these 215s. They're purple. They're really cool. Are you wearing those right now, Chris?
I am. Yes, sir.
Yes. So Chris can kind of give you the side look, but I'm going to show you, right? The purple is so pretty. Look at that purple. Is that like ASMR, Chris? Like purple.
Yes, purple. Yes, Jim.
Purple. And you've got the...
That's not creepy at all.
It's not creepy at all. You got the 1/8-inch you can plug in. Now, what I would recommend, and I should put this in the carousel sometime. So this is plugged into, this is a different model. This is the 425s. This is Firewire as the name of the brand. And I've got, it's like I'll say it's probably an 8-foot cable that I plug my headphone in, because the one downside, and Chris and I have talked about this before, these are great like if you're sitting at your computer, but if you're standing up and you decide to walk a little bit too far, it's going to rip out of your ears, your head. Yep. So you definitely want to look about getting a cable to extend this part. The other great thing that it comes with a bunch of different sized, I guess we'll call them ear inserts. I don't know. Is that the right term, Chris?
I don't know. You're asking me about terminology. I don't know.
But it also comes with this handy dandy
nubs
cleaner nubs.
Let's call them ear nubs.
Ear nubs. Yeah, because everybody has different size
technical
ear holes.
No, don't say that ever again.
And but this will allow you to clean out the stuff that gets in your earphones. And then what's great is you can just stored in this handy dandy case, and you've got the clip. We were trying to figure out what this clip is called. I called it. It might be a carabiner. I don't know. Maybe Kelly knows. Kelly knows everything. Kelly, what's this clip called here? But you could hook it onto your
carbiner
bag. You can hook it onto your belt if you want to do so. And so really easy to travel with, keep with you. But yeah, purple. So they got the purple because they took feedback from their fans, and purple was what people wanted. So
and it just so happens to be on brand for us, right? And Kelly, they are comfortable. So yeah, you have the versatility. And so the thing as well with this is that you mold them to your ears, right? So you pop them in, and then they're kind of like malleable, right? And then you could have it go down behind you, drop it down, in your shirt or whatever. And then we also buy, or I do, Jim, I don't know if you do this or not, but I have an extender that I plug this into, a headphone extender.
Yes. That's what
and then it goes around to the Rodecaster.
This extender is extremely long. Like I could walk out of sight from you. So if I'm using a wireless microphone like the Rode Wireless Go 2, now I can move around and be away from my desk to an extent, and this allows me to travel and hear. As an example, maybe I'm on a Zoom call and I don't want to have a microphone in front of me, or like when I do Toastmasters meetings, I will do my presentations in this studio by using a wireless mic and these headphones. Right, I can still have input with anyone. Oh, you look, it's Ryan Swanstrom. That is so awesome to see him here.
Jim, it's your favorite. It's your favorite air horn sound.
There you go.
I was like looking for a sound when Ryan Swanstrom joined us. How about this?
There you go. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, yes.
All thanks to our Rode Wireless Go 2. Yeah. So what a great audience today, and Kelly is getting the FOMO for the 215s. So Chris, what should we talk about?
Pronounced like carabiner,
like
carabiner.
Carabiner.
That's not how you pronounce it. She just wanted. She's playing tricks on us.
Well, she lived in Colorado where they do a lot of hiking, so I'm going to believe her.
Okay. All right. And Ryan, thank you for stopping in. Joe wants to know how they sound. They sound amazing.
Oh, love it. We use them all the time.
Yeah. And really for us, I think the original idea was to clean up we had the cans on, right? And so we wanted to clean it up and kind of and so depending on how your setup is, I think originally I didn't have my own voice going in. Now I do. But if you plug them in, you're still gonna get the bone conduction of your own voice, right? Because it's going up against your ear, so you're gonna be able to kind of hear yourself in your own head. But from a sound perspective, Shure has really great upper mid-range, I think. From like a podcasting, live streaming perspective, that's what I really love about them. But yeah, drummers use these for monitors, and so it cancels out the noise around you, so where you're only hearing what you need to hear coming into them, and are comfortable, and so you can leave them in, and again, probably forget you've got them in, and then leave your desk and yank out the cord. So you got to remember. Yes. Remember to unplug them when you can.
Well, and here's the thing too that I think people forget about. Here's another reason why Chris and I are wearing in-ear monitors, or if you're going to wear headphones for that matter. If you're going to be even on, we'll just say, right? I know people are still doing Zooms, Teams meetings, whatever. There's this thing called echo feedback. And so if you're listening to everything from your computer speakers, okay, there's that possibility that sound that you're listening to is going to come back into your microphone,
right?
And you're going to have this horrible echoing. And like we always say, audio is the most important thing in video. Yes, I'm going to say that again. Audio is the most important thing in video. And so if that happens, you're going to really piss a lot of people off, and they're not going to want to listen to you anymore. So this prevents that from happening. And so, we talked about this a little bit yesterday. When Chris and I used to have the big headphones, or the cans as they're sometimes called, a radio DJ look, we were concerned that these might have that same issue, but they don't. So so I'm listening right now, and I'm right next to the microphone, and you're not hearing what I'm hearing going into the microphone. So these are great, right? So just make sure, though, right? It goes back to, if you're going to get in-ear monitors, make sure they're good quality, because there are some that probably do have that bleeding issue. We've been happy with the Shures, extremely comfortable. There are different ones. Everybody's got their budget points, but these, to me, these are the kind that when you get them, you're never going to need another pair, because that's just the type of quality that you're going to get. And I've got a couple different ones, but I can plug it into my my laptop if I'm on a Zoom on a different computer, and still hear everybody and not have to worry about the sound quality as far as what I'm hearing. And and it helps with the focus too, right? Because since you're hearing everything, you're getting a little bit of that, if you want to call it sound isolation. And if people are talking in the room that you're in, nobody's going to hear it. And then of course, if you're using the type of microphones we're using, even if they're in the same room as you, people aren't going to hear them. That's another thing to consider. And that's why we go with these type of microphones as opposed to some others that shall remain nameless.
Beverly H., thank you for following Dealcasters. Thank you for doing that. And as you know, every time someone follows Dealcasters, a Blue Yeti gets its wings. So thank you for giving that Blue Yeti its wings, and thanks for smashing all the stars and that we're getting here on this. So, Jim, what else we got?
We've got a few things, Chris. We haven't we've hit on.
We didn't talk about my ice maker.
Yeah, we can go to that. Let's go to the ice maker.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is the GE Opal Nugget ice maker. It is on deal. It's a huge deal, and this thing's killer. My wife and her family are ridiculously crazy about ice, and it was something I was like, I'm not even sure if I'm going to marry this woman. They're so weird about their ice, but thank God I did. And so if you're a fan of like Chick-fil-A ice or Sonic ice, it's Nuggets, and this will make that kind of ice, as you can see. Check it out. And so basically they're like compacted snowballs of ice. So it's got the water reservoir that you see on the side, which also recycles itself. So like as the ice, starts to melt, that water goes back into that reservoir. So it kind of recycles, which I thought was really cool. But basically it makes this big old ball of ice in the back, and then it shaves it into ice flakes and then compacts it into little snowballs. And so when you chew it, it's not hard. It's nice and soft. It's kind of like gum. And I like to chew ice. And so it's like having ice chips. Like if you're, I don't know, I guess they give you ice chips in the hospital, right? That's the kind of ice. They're like the compacted deal. And then you can kind of see how this thing is sort of, I don't know, it repurposes the water, I guess is the right way to say it. But this GE Opal is on deal for you Prime members here on Amazon. And if you're not watching us on Amazon, because we see some people that are kind of lurking, that's cool. But today's the day to come over to Amazon, because it is early access for you Prime members. And in order to get here to Amazon and to this show, we make it easy. You don't have to go to Amazon.com. We're gonna tell you right how to get right here to this show if you're watching us anywhere, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, whatever. Just open a browser, type in dealcasters.live. You're gonna join Kelly Noble, Mirabella, Ryan Swanstrom, and who just called me Christ. And ironically, speaking about Chick-fil-A and Jesus Chicken, yes, that's what we say. Joe Dexter's here in the chat. I mean, you got some rock stars up in here,
Yeah.
and even Lions fans. So Ryan, Joe Dexter is a Detroit Lions fan, just like me. How about that? There's actually more than one person on the planet that loves the Detroit Lions, and even though they're not very lovable. So there you go. That is the GE Opal Nugget ice maker. It's the good ice, Jim. I love it.
Yes. Awesome. Yeah, good stuff. I know you guys love your ice. I'm just glad I don't have the counter space, or my bride, I'm sure, would want me to get one because you guys are always talking about it. So Chris, we've got a couple other things we could still talk about. I mean, I know we both have shows going on a little bit later today. So what are your thoughts? You have time for something else, or?
Let's talk really quickly about these Shure shotgun mics. I know you've got one and I've got one. Both of them are different, but are on sale today. So a shotgun mic, if you don't know what a shotgun microphone does, and this is a lens hopper from our friends at Shure who sent us these. Let me go to my overhead. This version that I have, Jim, is the one that has flash memory in it. So let me just show you this. Well, first and foremost, before I go through the guts, I won't take this one apart like I took apart the SM58. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just took that thing apart. Made me nervous. I was like, what's going to happen? So what this does is it mounts on your camera, and you get that focused sound into a particular area that you're filming. And so, like, for instance, if you're an Amazon influencer, or you do, any sort of creative stuff where you need to use your hands, like I am using right now. I've got a microphone in front of me, right? But maybe I don't want a microphone in front of me. Maybe I need the space out, or maybe there's two people that are together and you don't have two microphones. You just need one microphone hooked to a camera. This lens hopper from Shure will give you a targeted, sort of range, right? It's a condenser microphone, so it is more sensitive, but it is also much more focused for wherever you're shooting this. And so you've got this little thing here on the back where you can do any adjustments. But let me just show you this really quickly. You put your flash memory in here so you can record audio from this, which I think is killer. Because if you can separate your audio tracks and be able to work on it like that, and this, of course, is where your batteries go, and they do send you 2 AA batteries with it as well. And one other thing, Jim, that I like about this is obviously this, where you see the red ring goes into your camera. And that will, obviously the audio will be recorded onto the video of your camera, but you can record it locally with the flash as well, is headphones. So this allows you to, in this case, if you put noise canceling headphones into this, you're going to be able to say, okay, this is what this sounds like before you record, right? So you can just kind of like do a sound check and not just kind of wing it, which happens a lot, to be able to do that. So anyway, Jim, I know you've got one of these as well, but I believe yours, if I'm not mistaken, does not have the flash, right?
Yeah, this one, you can see kind of the difference here in the back. You can see how Chris's, if you want to hold yours up, Chris, we can kind of show them the difference. Mine does not have the flash, but pretty much some of the same features, right, that will allow you to slide that on the I think it's called the shoe
mount. Yep.
Shoe mount of your camera, and then adjust it. But yes, Kelly, I think this would be a good idea for a cooking show, because now you have the microphone.
Perfect.
Yes. So you don't get grease and everything else all over your microphones while you're talking about food. Now.
Yeah, either this would be good, but it is condenser. You may want to think also about a lav mic. I think you already have a lav. I think I've seen that on TikTok. You use that maybe. But yeah, a lav or a shotgun.
I think the Rode Wireless Go 2 is a good choice with the lav, because that gives you the ability to move around. That would be something. Yes.
What the thing is though, with the shotgun mic, if you're doing a cooking show, this is an interesting thing. Like you do want the sound of what you're cooking to be heard, right? Because you're stirring stuff, you're, you want the noises kind of in the kitchen. That's part of the deal, right?
It's kind of like ASMR, right?
She's, I don't know, maybe she's got some pasta going on, right?
Right.
You want to be able to hear the boiling water. And if you've got a lav, it's probably not going to pick that up, right? It's going to pick up her voice nice, right? But this will pick up, you can get it into a direction where her voice gets picked up, but you're also picking up some of the ambiance. You're picking up some of her just kind of because you do want to clank around some dishes. You want to feel like you're in the kitchen. You don't want to feel like you're on a podcast. You want sort of the ambiance. So you are going to get some of that, and you can, kind of dial in sort of the radius. The MV88's a really good option, actually, because the MV88 which is not on Prime early access deal, but the MV88,
it's not Prime early access. And I do have, where is it? Because I was going to show the
because the MV88, you can actually, there it is. Isn't that cute? That's the cutest microphone ever.
Yeah, it'll even mount to an iPhone.
Yes.
So you could use that as an option.
Yeah, and Kelly's all about the phone. She's all about like filming all the Amazon videos on the phone, TikTok. I know she's got killer gear, but the MV88 kit with the phone, and you can basically say, here's the sound radius I want.
Yes.
It is a stereo microphone, but I've used it for podcasting. I just dialed it so that it was straight down the line.
Right.
So it was more of a mono podcast, but it technically is a stereo microphone and is technically dynamic, not a condenser microphone, like the shotgun microphone is a condenser. So it is highly sensitive. So
yes,
I don't know.
Yeah. But we have not tried. I don't know about you, Chris. We have not tried, or I have not tried the DJI wireless mics. Have their gimbal. And speaking of gimbal, do you want to talk about your gimbal, Chris?
Oh, Jim, we almost forgot to talk about my Zion.
Yes.
Is that how we say it? Crane. I think it's Zion Crane. Let me grab this stuff. So I love this thing. Now, I will tell you this. Gimbals are straight up witchcraft.
That I would agree with that.
So they are, and I, anytime you're using a gimbal, just know, like, sometimes it's going to have a little bit of a mind of its own. It's kind of like a Ouija board meant for content creators in a way. But I used this. I probably should pull up the photo or Jim, if you've got that photo that you sent of me holding it. Do you remember that? You texted it to me. I don't know. I'm kind of putting you to work.
It's
I'm kind of doing what you do.
I'm gonna put you on solo while I look for that photo.
Okay. So what a gimbal does is I'm going to turn it on, but it's probably going to go crazy because I have sized it and balanced it for my Sony A6100 camera. And I don't have a camera on it currently. My Sony A6100 I'm looking into right now. So if I were to take this off and try to put that camera on here, you wouldn't see me, and then, you wouldn't see me. So what this does is you mount your camera to it, and it allows for you to move, and it kind of moves with you. It kind of swims with you. So if you're walking upstairs, you don't get that, you don't get all that stuff going on. And you hold it like so. Let me try to power down. We could get some witchcraft here. I'm not gonna lie to you right now. This could be some straight up Ouija board happening. It's got a light on it as well I'm gonna try to do that. This is gonna go crazy on me. I know it. Oh, see, because it's looking for the phone right now.
That's right.
All right. And if you hold this, let's see if if you hold this, the light should go on. There you go. Boom. Oh, once upon a time, Dealcasters went live on Amazon for Prime. So let me turn that off. And you can adjust. God, now I'm seeing lights. There is a lot of witchcraft happening. So it comes with this little stand as well, which I've used in a couple different ways. So you can pop it here onto the bottom and then use it in this kind of situation where you need it. And in order to balance it, you got to put it down here like this anyway. But then when I'm done, and I did this at this event, is I actually used the bottom. So it's a little bit of an extender, right? And this does also, you can put this in selfie mode. If you want to use a gimbal with selfie mode. And I think all I do is I hit this 3 times and it should flip around. Oh, this button here. Is it going to work? It's not going to work. Probably because I turned it on to balance it and it needs to be balanced. So balancing it is something that it takes watching a YouTube video to figure out how to do it. I'm not going to lie. And I am also going to,
there's a picture of Chris live at work with the,
there I am.
Gimbal.
See, there it is in the wild.
In the wild.
Is me holding that gimbal and with my Sony A6100, and that's the Rode Video Mic 2, which will be replaced by the Shure VP83F, which we just got and is available to you, ladies and gentlemen, of Planet Earth as an Amazon Prime member. And so this is what you put your camera, you screw your camera onto this, and then this plate goes into this right here, which I will unlock by going right here, like, see, Ouija board. There. All right, so your camera goes on here like so. It balances. Right now it's balanced for my A6100. And this is a tremendous gimbal. And I got some great footage of speakers at an event that I was in, or that I was at. So there you go. That's the Crane M3 from Zion.
Yes. Now I think our life is complete, Chris, because you were able to talk about your gimbal.
God. I'll sleep even better, not just because I'm on my Zenus mattress, but because I got to talk about my Crane.
And apparently we have a shirt idea now because of your phrase that gimbals are witchcraft.
They are total witchcraft. I do love mine though. You know, sometimes witchcraft, it's not such a bad thing. All right. One other thing I think it's in the carousel is this that we have to talk about really quickly, and then you and I have shows we've got to jump to, and that is the Sandisk Extreme. Yeah. So these are ridiculous deals on storage. So I know we've got some content creators here in the chat. Others are watching. This is you've got 4 terabytes you can put on one of these things. You can hook it to your carabiner and, strap it to a backpack. This thing is super rugged. Plug it in, lightning, USB, and you could edit right off of one of these things faster than some hard drives. It's SSD. Ridiculous
solid state drive, not just an external heavy duty drive. This is a solid state drive, which means it's going to scream for you when you're accessing the data. And I see what you did there, Kelly Noble Mirabella. She said, look what a stellar deal. You see what you did there, stellar 24/7.
She's always on brand.
Yeah,
always on brand.
So great deal.
Yeah, those of you who hung out and you didn't know about this, and now you do. Look at this. It's like the size of a credit card, 4 terabytes, fast, and I could chuck it out the window into the wall and it still is, waterproof, and it's it's awesome. Awesome.
Chris, you sound like maybe you've done that before.
I've been known to drop things. I am a klutz.
Ooh, can I plug my phone into it to save my Amazon devices? That's a good one. Well, I might have to experiment with that.
So you have lightning coming out of the phone into USB-C, maybe with an application. Maybe with an app, like directly, I don't know. I'm going to try. Can I try that right now? I'm going to try it right now.
Do you have an extra phone?
An extra phone?
Well, one that you're not using as a camera at the moment.
I'm not. No, I'm not using it as a camera. Let's do this.
Now, Richard Sandiego says you can back up photos.
Oh yeah. Oh, with by just plugging it into your iPhone. I need a cable that allows me to do this right now, and I don't think I have one in front of me. Believe it or wait, I might. No, because we would need lightning, right, out of the phone into USB-C, which is the drive. So there's always that fear of like, is this going to delete all my stuff? I know that's not even possible, but it was.
Yeah. Now, Richard Sandiego says USB-C will do the videos too. So it sounds like there definitely is a way to do it.
Thanks, Richard.
Yeah. Thank you, Richard. And that's
good to know. You know what? Now that I'm like, I want to do that now. I want to do that right now, but I can't right now. I'm going to go grab a cable and do it though.
I think that'd be a great video to make, Chris, for
right. Yes. Good call.
Yes. Thank you for the idea, Kelly.
You see, like, it's not just about Jim and Chris talking for like, and doing that. Sometimes I like to be, I like to have smart people around us like Richard and Kelly and Ryan and Joe. And thanks for joining us today on Dealcasters Live. Happy day 2 of Amazon Early Access. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, Jim,
don't fear the gear.
Yeah.